Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something rather special and slightly unusual for the channel. I'm actually going to be conducting my first interview with Ike, otherwise known as Enshadowed, who is the head of marketing on the popular online gaming hub known only as Anook. Ike, thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. So, without too much of a blabbering on, we'll get straight into the questions. I've been using Anook now for 2 years, and I only know that because
I love you.
I actually checked my stats before
Really?
conducting this interview. I was actually updating my Anook page. A lot of my viewers may know what it is, but
Yeah.
for those who don't, can we just take a couple of minutes to explain what Anook actually is?
Yeah. So the question, what is a Nook, is one I absolutely love to answer. And essentially, a Nook is some call it a social platform, some call it a social network. It's just a bit of both. And it's a social network for gamers. A lot of our fans like calling it like a Facebook for gamers or something like that. And in that sense, we operate very similar at our core level to traditional social networks like Facebook and Twitter. But we do have something more, and that something more is all the gaming tailored and gaming specific features that we have on the site. That we they're very unique to a Nook, and they're very unique to a social network as well, because there's not a lot of social networks that specifically focus in on one thing or one niche. I know one that does this, LinkedIn, for example, but we do it for gamers. We are a site for gamers by gamers, and that's pretty much what a Nook is. Yeah.
Well, I know that's actually a really unusual idea to go forward with because, obviously, as you said, social networks tend to focus on specific things specifically. So why games? Why create a hub? Shall we call it directly just for gamers?
Gaming dojo.
Yeah.
We wanted to create something that we wanted to actually use. We didn't want to create, the site that's all kind of scammy. It's offering you premium things and it's offering you, like rewards and stuff like that. No, we wanted to use something that we could actually utilize, and it could actually have a good or beneficial impact on our gaming lives. So we created a Nook, and I know I'm not the founder or CEO, but our founder and CEO, I guess the thought process is he was waiting for something like a social network for gamers to come out.
Right.
He was waiting. He's been a gamer for like 15 years, so he was waiting a long time, and nothing came out. So he said, screw it, let's create it by ourselves. And really, I guess the concept behind that is we want a site where we can go to and we can stay up to date with our latest, friends, our latest, or with our friends, or the latest gaming news, or let's say, just stay up to date on the games that we're interested in, without having to go to site X to site Y to site Z to get all your daily gaming information, and to then go on Skype or Steam or various different other kind of platforms, and then you have to go to different sites if you want to read blogs or whatnot. No, we wanted it all on one site, and we wanted to make a gamer's life, I guess, more efficient and more I would just say better, actually. Kind of improve how gamers live and how gamers communicate.
Right. Because I noticed that about going back to the social networks again. It's much easier in my from what I have experienced to be able to see news based around games on and up, because there's always someone posting something on the front page. It always gets the front page. I don't have to go to different sites like Kotaku, PC Gamer, IGN. I don't have to go scrambling about all over the place.
Exactly.
There is always someone posting something on the front page, which to me is a blessing, because it saves me a lot of time and trouble.
And think about it, when you're on traditional social networks, Twitter is kind of an exception. It's in the middle, but especially Facebook. When you have a lot of friends, whether it be from school, work, then you have your parents, perhaps, and then you have other people, your boss, whatever. You don't really have a lot of people that are pushing gaming or gaming news into your feed. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, you don't really. There's a lot of people, not myself, but there's a lot of people that aren't comfortable with liking a lot of different gamers and liking a
Yeah.
lot of different gaming pages on Facebook because you know, you know, God forbid you have a good looking chick going to your Facebook profile. You don't want her to see Minecraft PvP, and I wouldn't particularly mind, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are very conscious about stuff like that. So hence we created Anook, and then Nook, the word Nook actually means like almost like a crevice or a hideout, and we
Yeah.
wanted to make a corner. Of the internet for gamers, and so you don't have to kind of meddle your gamer life into your personal life.
No. Well, I mean, in all fairness, gaming is becoming more socially accepted now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, but it's still nice to have
Yeah.
that separation
Yeah,
between the two. So, how did it? Obviously, you mentioned about the CEO waiting and waiting and waiting for something to come out on the internet, and nothing did. Is that how it basically originally came about, or was there more to it? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I mean, I can tell you from my personal experience because the reason I joined the Nook team probably like a year and a half ago now.
Yeah.
So I've been here for a good amount of time, and the reason I joined is I used to actually own a professional gaming team slash guild, and I co-founded it with a few other people. And one day, someone from a Nook, I guess a Nook way back when, sent my team a message, and they said, "Hey guys, we're upcoming social gaming site. Please use us and check us out and et cetera, et cetera." My other co-founders weren't really interested, but I already had it in my mind that, hey, I wanted to jump on the social network for gamer. I already had it in my mind that I really wanted to create something like that when I could. When I would be actually able to do so, I didn't know. But then someone literally linked me a Nook. I was like, crap, I need to get involved in this site because literally, the social network for gamers, when you see Facebook, you see LinkedIn, you see Twitter, you see even some of these new apps that have been doing like tremendously well in the social media
Yeah.
frame, like WhatsApp, and you have like Instagram and whatnot. Why don't we have something like that for gamers, or something that's really prominent and salient that a lot of people are using and that's quite mainstream? We don't have that, and I think it's something that we do need and a lot of people want. So yeah, I think that's probably what
So you're basically
his train
catering
of thought
for
as well.
yeah.
For gamers of all sorts, whether it be casual, hardcore, professional, what have you. We want it to be that central hub that all gamers can kind of reside on.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed looking at the Nooks, the game Nooks, shall we say?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got hundreds and hundreds of individual Nooks for these games.
Yeah,
Are
actually,
you selective when it comes to putting games on a Nook's website, or
not
is
really.
it
I mean,
just throw them in there sort of
yeah,
thing?
yeah. So the games that we have on it's pretty much throw them in there. I mean, the games that we have on the site, we have probably over probably 1,000 by now. I mean, literally, we just put up any game that's made a name for itself, whether it be
Yeah.
indie, retro, or triple A. So I mean, literally, we have so many different games on there. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, actually, you kind of talked about something which I'm not sure if your viewers might be aware of, but what you kind of hit upon is the Nooks or Nooks, and what essentially Nooks are group pages or game pages and what have you. But actually, I'm gonna delve into that because that's kind of
Okay.
probably what I consider the most I guess cool or important feature that Nook or Nook has. So
There's definitely a core feature for a hub for
yeah,
gamers.
yeah,
Let's be honest.
definitely. So, Nooks, as you probably will see watching the video, they are anything that you want them to be. So you can create. I know a lot of parallels are drawn to, like, let's say Facebook's group system. It's kind of similar in that sense, but we have so many options. Let's say you want to host your own clan page, community, fan group, league, even team page. I mean, you can do anything. Blog, and I guess the idea behind that is, you have a ton of different sites. You have guild hosting sites. You have blog sites, like for example Blogspot, and those sites are good by itself, and you don't really mind going on them. Maybe you have a favorite person there, or maybe your guild's signed up to one of those guild hosting sites, and you have to kind of force to go on them. But it's not something you naturally would want to spend your time on. It's not something that you naturally would go to. So the thought process is, why not bring blogs and team pages and guild pages, and you can even host your own forum on Anook, and all that into Anook, where not only is it a site that you really want to go on, and you already have your friends, the YouTubers you like, the different games you're following, whatever, you already have that. But in addition to that, you have all these different group pages, all these clans that you're following. You're following, your guilds. You're following your your fan pages. Let's say you like anime. There's even an anime Nook. I mean, literally, there's anything imaginable, or that can be pretty much conceived by a user.
I mean, I'm constantly getting invites from people. People who are following me. People inviting me to other Nooks. All different things. I've seen some very strange ones come about, to be perfectly fair, that I would not have expected on a website like this. But it from what I've experienced, it's very diverse, as you said.
Yeah.
I mean, as you said, it's pretty much got everything on there. So, with you saying that people can create their own Nooks, how does that come about? I mean, was that an original idea for the website? Because I know a lot of Facebook, for example, that you're allowed to create your own groups, and you invite people to those groups. Was it an idea derived from that sort of thing? But
I think like I said, I wasn't here when the site first was kind of conceived, but I believe that, looking at different kind of social networks, ideas can be kind of pulled together. But what we did is quite unique in the sense that, imagine if Facebook allowed you to host your own blogs on there, your own forums. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It bump up their database costs quite a bit, but we wanted to actually do that, and in a clever way, and in a way that really gives or puts the power in the hands of the user, because there's so many sites out there really that for whatever reason they're giving you minimum creativity options or aesthetic changing options. They're barely giving you any options for your guild or whatnot, but they're still charging you literally just to host a website for your guild or your clan or what have you. We wanted to be like, we kind of wanted to break out of the mold and be like, no, you want to connect with your fans, or you want to connect with your friends, or anything like that, you can do that. You want to host your own forum, you want to host your own blog, you can do that on the same site.
Yeah.
So it does kind of differ from, let's say, Facebook or Twitter, where you can't really host different things on it. In that sense, returning to your original question.
Well, one thing I did notice was going back to the Facebook thing again. I have my own Facebook page as a YouTuber. I've got my own Facebook page, and the one thing that strikes me about between Anook and Facebook is I can share something to Anook and reach thousands of people at any one time.
And we tell you how much you reach,
Yeah, and it will reach them.
Mm-hmm.
If I do the same thing on Facebook, it will only reach 30 or 40 people unless I pay a fee for enabling it to reach more.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the one thing I love about Anook, is that there's no hidden costs in between. You don't have to pay anything to reach these people. And that's something I think a lot of people have overlooked with this, is that I am right in assuming that there is no cost for anything on Anook.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's correct.
Completely 100% free.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pay for anything. And that's an incentive in itself just to join.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even ask for donations. We should, but I mean, because server costs aren't quite cheap. But I mean, literally, the plan is, we don't want to be, the MySpace that just throws ads out everywhere and expects people, all right, we already got them hooked, they can't leave now. But we actually wanted to, like I said before in the beginning, we want to create a site that we wanted to use, and what we want to use isn't some ad-ridden site, isn't a site that has like premium version. It's a site that we can utilize, we can promote ourselves. We can get in touch with like-minded gamers and the like, and really improve our gaming career and our gaming life, and keep in touch with people that otherwise wouldn't necessarily be able to keep in touch with.
Yeah.
Let's say if you move to different games or whatnot.
So that actually goes on to my next question: was how can people actually get more involved in Anook?
So I mean, there's definitely different ways to get more involved. I mean, literally, one of the things that I guess people should strive to do is just to join the site. Mess around with it, see what you like, see what you don't like, and if you do genuinely like it, try to get followers, try to make it something, try to tell your friends, hey guys, guess what, I'm on now. Try to get out there and try to grow yourself on Anook, because Anook in itself is, I'd make the claim, I dare say that it's more beneficial for you, let's say if you're a YouTuber, a content producer, or even just a general gamer, than let's say Facebook or Twitter, based on how many just based off of the purity of the site in regards to how many our user base and the correlation with gamers, because literally everyone on our site is a gamer, or at least I hope they are. If they weren't,
they're kind of in the wrong place otherwise. In all
math professor, no problem.
Who's spying on his students.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's so. I mean, there is obviously if I look on the main page, there is a little section where it'll take you to a separate page on how you can actually grow. I mean, you've got adding your logos, you've got the about.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do, let's say, I mean, literally the biggest way to help is actually just to, if you genuinely like the site, help share it, because this is something I tell a lot of people, but we are a community site and we won't grow unless we get the support of the gaming community. And if we do grow, we are constantly adding new things, and you can expect some really, really cool things in the future. But yeah, I mean, we have our own logos, brands. You have a little profile badge that auto updates that you can show. You can like put on forums and whatnot that you should be able to see when you register. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to kind of help out if that's what you intend to do.
Aye, which actually brings me on to my next question. With you saying there's some cool things to look forward to, what's the future for the site?
Is
there anything that you can discuss at all for the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly improving. It just the problem lies in where to start. Because there's so many different ideas. I mean, we definitely want to expand to mobile, and also hopefully console somehow, and maybe indie games kind of integrate into there. But I mean,
I was actually hoping you'd say that, because I wanted to talk to you about the console integration.
Yeah, I guess one of the biggest things we want to do as well is actually bring developers to Anook and actually have them use it very similar to Facebook and Twitter, but probably introduce some features that would allow users to get even, I guess, to interact on a better level than if they were doing so on other social networks. Nothing I can really get too specific on. Like I said, there's just so much. It's kind of hard to kind of give out concrete examples. But I mean, just improving the site, making the the user experience better any way we can, whether it be like tooltips or anything to kind of help people understand what the site is or stuff like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So there's nothing really concrete you can talk about per se. You can't give us a hint, like maybe, I don't know, a chat enabling system or something like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's actually one of the things we do want is to be, I guess, to kind of have that basic Facebook-like functionality, which is the live chat system. Yeah. So I mean, right now you can already PM people, you can already do a lot of the same things. But one thing that we are lacking, because beta is beta, is
of course
the actual capability to have that live chat or live PM, or I think it's called IM, whatever, instant messaging. And once we have that, that would be really cool, because we can integrate it into our the Nook pages. People can have their own little chat boxes in their own group pages, which would be really cool, in addition to a forum, in addition to being able to customize how it looks. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot planned, and there's nowhere to go from now except the sky. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think we're going to be ending it there, to be fair. Again, we've been going for 20 minutes now. That's actually ended up rather longer than I thought it was originally.
Kudos to you if you watch this long.
Yeah, very that you should get yourselves an achievement for that, guys. Well, kudos. So all I can say is thanks, Ike, for taking the time to speak to us again.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll be leaving links in the description of the video so you can head over to Anook. I also have a Nook on Anook separate page. So I'll be leaving a link there to that, so where I update everything. I'll start blogging there as well, since I've just discovered that I can blog on the thing. I've been a member for 2 years and hadn't noticed. I just spent the time today making a banner for it because it was outdated. As I said, I'll be leaving links in the description below the video, so be sure to go and check Anook out if you aren't a member already. Sign up to it, start getting your friends involved, and I'll also be putting a link into how you can actually get involved with Anook in the description. So again, thanks, Ike, for joining us. It's been wonderful to speak to you about the platform that it is, and I'll see you all next time.